thank you very much. First of all, congratulations on your award. Tell us a bit about Tych Business Solutions.
Thank you. Tych Business Solutions is a national recruitment service provider. We offer payroll administration, temporary and permanent recruitment services, as well as checks and verifications to companies. We've recently launched a PWD division.
What is the PWD division?
That would be people with disabilities.
Right.
That division would assist sourcing and recruiting for companies, people with disabilities.
Very interesting. So you're obviously in an industry where, a job placement industry, you know, at this particular juncture where people are complaining that they do not have jobs, how do you then feel that entrepreneurs can play a role or be supported to help create the jobs that you would eventually place people in?
Okay, so firstly, we do rely on corporates, larger companies to support us by offering us opportunities, and further also SMEs supporting each other, as we all know how trying it is to be an entrepreneur and SME. So the support from our larger corporate government as well as other small businesses would definitely assist in us creating more employment.
You were telling me earlier on how people thought you were crazy when you said you wanted to go into recruitment, but do share with our viewers, you know, what gave you the courage to take the plunge and start that particular type of business?
Okay, so if we go back to 2009 during the economic slump, recruitment was all I knew. I started out in 1994 and I knew I had to provide for my family, so I went into recruitment because that was all I knew. It was what I was passionate about, and I do believe with passion comes success.
What does it take to start a recruitment business? Do you simply get people together around, register, and then start placing them in jobs? What exactly is required for someone who's sitting at home and thinking, actually, this is what I'd like to do?
Okay, so firstly, you've got to have understanding of the entire process. Right. It's not just finding people. You know, I think that you need to realize there has to be a match. It's not just we need a person, let's put them in a job. There needs to be a culture fit. So you need to get to understand your client, get to understand the candidate, and make sure you match the two as well. And also understanding the labor law, because you've got to operate within the law. And sometimes we also have the obligation to educate our clients as well.
So how much would one need to start a recruitment agency on average? Okay,
so if I go back to me, I didn't have much money. I basically had my laptop, my little office from home, and the passion and desire to make it work. So I would say I started more with the skill, knowledge, and the drive to make it happen.
Was it difficult to penetrate the industry? Because I know you've got those big companies, you know, who are specialist recruitment agents, and here you come, you're a little, you know, small company, and you're trying to, you know, to take on the big guys or match them. Is it difficult or easy?
Okay, I think half of the battle's won if you're positive about it. For me, nothing's too big or too challenging. So yes, I tender with large organizations as well as small for business. And secondly, having worked in the industry since 94, you obviously ensure you develop good, sound relationships and offer excellent service to ensure that you can grow and develop in this space.
Let's talk about funding, right? So the Minister of Small Business and Development yesterday announced instruments of access to funding through SIFA. What do you make of her announcement, and how big is the problem of funding, particularly in the recruitment space?
Okay, so I do believe this will impact positively on small business, because when you start a business, you struggle. Nobody wants to offer you finance. You don't have any credit rating. So you go to the banks and they're like, so where have you bought from before? And for my business, I needed an overdraft because I was rolling payroll.
Right.
So for that, I do believe it would be positive. However, I'm big on the fact that there needs to be a sense of responsibility. Yes, you get the funding, but I believe that SMEs need to behave responsibly and probably look at a way of how will we pay back, because then you take your business seriously and the funding is used positively and not abused by SMEs.
So one of the things about the award that you've won with Tsogo Sun is that you are now going to be the program ambassador, and that has come with what, 120,000 in prizes?
Correct.
How are you going to use that in the business?
Okay, I did explain to them my biggest is the PWD division. I'm passionate about that. A lot of it would be invested in that, as as well as training and development of staff and improving my systems. Systems and processes cost money. I'd love to be ISO accredited as well, and to expand the market into the UAE, creating more job opportunities in our country.
Would you encourage people to be part of programs such as this to help with development?
Absolutely. From stats, we noticed that most small businesses fail in the first year purely because we don't have well-rounded experience and knowledge. Finance, sales and marketing, strategic management,
general mentorship,
definitely are very important, and this is what Tsogo creates for all SMMEs.
Belinda, I'm going to ask you to give our viewers at home one or two tips on how, as business owners, they can help themselves to win this award in future and be like you and give their business a boost of 120,000 rand.
That's correct. So for me, most importantly, is discipline. As an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, you're accountable to nobody, so you need to be disciplined. Get up every morning, dress up, show up, and never give up. Make sure that you're clear, you have a vision of what you want to do and where you want to go. Finance management, make sure you manage your finances. That money does not belong to you. It belongs to your business. Pay yourself a salary, take the rest of your money, invest in it so that we can all help our economy and in turn drop the unemployment rate in our country.
Belinda Francis, thank you very much for joining us on SME On Point, and we wish you well in your journey as the new ambassador of the Tsogo Sun Entrepreneurship Program for this coming year. Thank you.
Thank you so much.